Hi everybody! This video is going to go over week 4 for English 680. This week the readings are going to focus on the process movement, sometimes also called process pedagogy. And as you'll learn, this is a movement that started in basically the 70s, which was a reaction to the sort of old way of teaching writing, which is sometimes called the current traditional method, which is a little bit of an oxymoron, but it's called current traditional because it is current in the sense that a lot of people still follow this approach to teaching writing, although not everybody. And it's traditional in the sense that it is the sort of old way, it was the traditional way of teaching writing until until the process pedagogy became popular. So we're going to be learning about this approach to teaching writing, and much of the sort of next 4 weeks is going to be focused on this approach. So the readings for this week are, first of all, an article by Chris Anson that's called Process Pedagogy and Its Legacy. And this article basically provides an overview of the process movement, its sort of beginnings, how it's changed over time, and how people have sort of responded to it, and some of the ways in which they've critiqued it more recently. And then the second set of assigned readings for this week are from one of the books that you should have bought for this class. So it's the first 2 chapters from Cynthia Urbanski's book, Using the Workshop Approach in the High School Classroom. And what this book essentially seeks to do is it takes these ideas of the process movement, which were largely developed for college classrooms, because the people who are doing scholarship and writing are largely college professors. And so, initially these ideas were coming out of their teaching of college classes, college writing and composition classes. And what Cynthia Urbanski tries to do is think about how you can take this approach to teaching writing and apply it to a high school classroom. And a lot of what she says, I think, is also applicable to not just high school, but to also, middle school and maybe even some upper grade school, maybe. So it's an attempt to take these ideas and think about them through the eyes of not a college teacher, but a high school teacher. As far as homework for this week goes, you have your 4th discussion. This week, instead of me coming up with the discussion questions and moderating this discussion, 3 of your classmates are doing that. So Kelsey, Andrew, and Jaden will be developing the discussion questions and then moderating the discussion. And that discussion will be available on Sunday because that's when the discussion questions are due. However, you can definitely get a head start on the readings before those discussion questions go up. And then finally, your revised literacy narrative is due this Sunday as well. So in your literacy narrative, I am expecting you to take at least some of the advice that your peers have given you, and then also some of the feedback that I'll be giving you as well. And when I have that feedback available, and I've given everybody feedback on their drafts, I will definitely send an announcement letting you know that that's available. So in the meantime, let me know if you have any questions about the readings or about the discussion for this week, or even about the literacy narrative. And otherwise, I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys have to say about the process movement and process pedagogy in this week's discussion.